Hello everybody. I want to deal with dive kicks here again. But before, let me comment something about the next game. Many of you or all of you already know Street Fighter 6 is the next Street Fighter game, and the demo is right now out there for PlayStation platform. Tomorrow, April 26th, we'll be able to play it on PC. Most of you will know that, but I just wanted to point it out. Apart from that, let me remind certain things about this place or this channel. I'm just another player. I've said it 1000 times. I'm just a normal player or a mediocre player. I don't care. Okay? I'm not here to show what how to say, I'm able to do. I had never been here for that. I'm sharing things I find about the game from my simple mind that might help other players in my same situation, or perhaps even in other better situations. I don't know. I'm just playing, exploring things. If I think I found something, I share that. If I put any gameplay I do here, is to try to show something useful for other players in my same situation or below, normally. This is my only aim here. At the beginning, I started searching for videos about Kami, and I actually found that Delta Red place with a lot of stuff from the early stages of the game, which I really appreciate. I really appreciate it and I keep appreciating. There was a lot of stuff, useful stuff, not only basic but also to a certain degree advanced stuff in that place. So go and check that again if you want. This is one thing more. I'm also aware that there are other places in a lot of things about her bread and butter and so on, which are useful, mainly Silops and Shimura and other places. Okay? There are plenty of places. So I'm not the one who is going to explain what they said. No. But these players, although they are really good players, I'm not discrediting them at all. I'd say they are centered on other characters they like more. Okay. And they are not struggling. They said do A, B, and C. Bye. That's my business. I would really appreciate having a very high-level player knowing very precisely her game, explaining her. Maybe I'm stupid and I didn't search properly, but I don't know. Okay? I don't know anyone. So I'm forced to do stuff on my own and look elsewhere and try to figure things out. And if I figure something more or less useful to players like myself, I try to put it. Forgive me for all this time trying to insist on this thing. But it doesn't mean I control the game at all. It doesn't mean that, please. Never misunderstand me. Once I said that, I cannot remember right now either having read or watched any place dissecting a little bit more the different versions of dive kick. And I want to comment what I found on my own here. If you did, please tell me in the and I will erase the video. This is what this video is dealing with. Trying to understand a little bit more the situations for these dives. And next one, okay? Again, forgive me for taking my time, but I want to find the right words for things. I'm also concerned about the Street Fighter 6. We have footage out there where we can see coming, or whatever is the way to tell that. From the showcases and also a little gameplay. You can check that on Vesper Arcade or other places too. Many of these good places. You can find out there what she looks like in terms of game so far. She seems to keep having her poke, like here. I think her punch too. Maybe this her punch can be buffered too. We saw their fancy stuff like cancelling, I think, crouching medium kick into his thing, his skill. There. Her combo routes are going to be fancy, which is a good thing. Nice. And we will see when we can play her. They changed certain normals, like standing her kick, I think. Although I don't know if it is a command normal, which looks more like in the one in Street Fighter 4 for her. Anyway, this is not my point here. We will have to adapt also to that new mechanics of the drive system, although it is some kind of mixture, I'd say, from other Street Fighter games up to a certain point. You can do somehow parries, you can do something that is similar to focus attacks in Street Fighter 4. We will see. They are related to stun somehow, I think. X bars, it is a mixture. B trigger also here. We will see. This is not really what concerns. I'm more concerned about her specials and her basic game, because okay, you might get in by dry rush or whatever you want, but you cannot be playing with that all the time. Okay, you will have to be using mainly her normals and her specials, and I don't know, especially regarding dives, and we are getting to the point of this video. Dive kicks, canon strike, is a pretty important move, but at least in Street Fighter 5 it is a very demanding move, which is very hard to use. I'm not using it properly, okay, and very unforgiving. But if you land them right, this can ease your way. They are necessary in her game, but for us normal players, it is very easy to fail with them. I don't know if there in Street Fighter 6 they will ease their use, their execution. Probably yes, because of that new input system, but I'm not really sure. And they will also ease their requirements regarding being plus and so on, and hates and I don't know. But so far we are in 5, Street Fighter 5, so even if it is too late, let's try to understand this a bit more to our possibilities. So first I want to talk about the distance these moves travel. If you are good at execution, you might find other ranges, but at least when you try to do them as quick as you can. In my case, I got that a quick dive kick performed with a light kick travels more or less one big square here in ground. Sorry for all the time I was talking before, but I think it is interesting to mention that. Look at the mouse pointer if you can, from here to here. I'm talking about the ground squares. Okay? And I'm talking also about quick dive kicks. I wouldn't say instant. You know, the motion is jump forward, quarter circle back, and kick for performing a dive kick. So more or less, I'm not able to do pretty quick, but more or less one big square. This is how far they turn. Okay? If you do them faster, maybe you find it is a slightly less than one big square. Or if you don't fly in the air with a normal. Like myself. I'm trying to do them faster. More or less one big square. These subtle distances do matter, in fact, to be more plus or less, but we are normal players here, so we shouldn't be so strict. We want to have a feeling of their range. One big square, more or less. If you delay them more, you end further away. Okay? This is less demanding. You also hit higher, I'd say. But preferably you want to do them fast. As fast as you can, but you don't want to end mashing normals or flying in the air. It is pretty tough to do them. Okay? Faster you do them, the closer to one square you will get. More or less. That is regarding the light kick version. The medium kick version travels in ground more or less around one big square and 2 or 3 small ones. If I do it properly. No. More or less. If you do it fast, it is the range. More or less. 2, 3, 4 big little squares. Sorry. Regarding the hard kick, it is around 1 square and a half. The distance it goes when performed. More or less. 1.5, 1 and 6 small squares. If you train them a lot, maybe you get a shorter distance. But in average, this is what I got. More or less. Regarding the X dive kick, you can get from 1 square and 6 or 8 to 2 squares of distance. Or maybe further away. But you want to do them fast as you can. In average, I get 2 squares, but I'm aware you can get a little bit less. Maybe there. Okay? Or maybe even less than that. If you manage to perform that tiger knee input. Or this tiger knee inputs, better said. So, to have a glimpse of how far they go, I'd say light kick goes there, 1 big square, medium kick around there, 1 big square and 3, and hard kick that distance, 1.5. X version should be between 1 and 6 or 8 to 2 squares far away. if you perform them quick. The difference between X and normal dive kicks is that normal ones fall horizontally more, and the other travels further away, in diagonal, let's say, more. So you can go further away if you want, before you start falling to the earth or ground. I don't know if I put my point. Okay. But if I try that with a normal dive, I should do a larger jump before. Okay. And it has no meaning doing that, unless you want to stuff their anti-airs with normals. They go for normals instead of DPs if they don't have them. Maybe you want to do delayed dives, but normally you won't be using them. Okay, so that X dive travels further away with less arc of your jump. You see? So somehow it is easier to use that and to target it to their feet, because when they block, let me put this for blocking everything. When they block, at least with the X dive, you want to be safe, and plus you want to be plus have to have plus frames. So ideally you want to hit their low, below their waist. Okay, like that, so that you can keep your pressure if they mash anything. The closer you are, the hardest. And again, I am not here to show how I can play her, because I'm very bad. Maybe you are able to target them low from here. I am not. I'm pretty inconsistent. At least I can be safe there. So that's the ideal situation with a X dive, to force your way in. You can also use them to catch them mashing anything, but you are risking yourself that high. So you need to be targeting them at least below their waist for characters this size as you. You can use also that these squares, big squares in the bottom wall, the training grid, or your crouching medium punch as a height measure, because other characters which are taller, you cannot be using their waists to measure the height. More or less that, okay? That height. Below that, you are going to be 0, 1. The lower you are, the more plus you are going to be, and the better for you to press on it. So now let's come back to normal dives and where they do hit their feet or below their waist, where they are safe, which is the other important thing or interesting thing I wanted to deal with here. Let me record this status. So we saw that the Likey version travels one big square, but if we perform then at this distance, we are not going to hit them. You see? It doesn't make sense. Let me save the status here. we are not going to hit them. Unless they are mashing anything in the ground, which might happen and be useful. This is the main idea, I'd say, for us, for using them. Trying to catch them mashing anything in ground. Or if we hit them, to be safe. The normal dives. Okay? I'm talking about normal dives. X1, if you handle well with them, is good for forcing your way. Also, Hooligan into dive. I'll talk about that later. It has its drawbacks, but once you get to them, it is totally safe. This thing. Totally safe. They cannot punish you. Never. Unless you mash something wrong. On top of that, if you are low enough, you are very plus. You can catch them mashing close and be safe, or force your way much easier. But in exchange, you are traveling in air more time, so they can punish you or interrupt you if they get used to it. But we are talking about normal dives now. So preferably you want to catch them mashing anything or hit them, then you can continue mashing things. But if not, we want to know the ranges. So like kick 1 works to be safe or even plus, although I discourage you from mashing anything even if you are plus, if they blocked. You need to be at around 7 small squares, a little bit more than half a square, to be plus or safe. You can forgive you or yourself with your height a bit. Okay? That whiffed. Maybe too quick, or I don't know. But more or less, that's the range to be safe. With a quick leg kick and dive kick, or cannon style. Oh, oops. No. No. It depends on your input. Oh, it is tricky. It's quite tricky. You can see if you fly in the air with that, they can punish you. So there are many details that can fail and should be discouraging you from using them. Unless you train them. I'm very bad. But this doesn't prevent me from analyzing things and showing them to you. Okay? But I think it is A, B, and C after observing things. If I can't perform that, forgive me. Okay, 7 small squares, more or less. That's the distance. You can use 6 or 5 too. If you don't fuck with input. To be safe. Up to -2 you're safe. So from 5 to 7. More or less. With medium kick, you need to be from 7 to 8 or 9 small squares. A little bit less than 1 big square. Okay, that was +2, so apparently it is very good. But since you are not very close to them, you can be interrupted with their free frame normals. So be careful. Around that distance. 8, 9, 7. Okay? That is regarding medium kick. If you want to reach them, safe or even plus. Regarding the hard kick version, you need to be around 1 big square. 9, 1 big square, 11 small squares. 1 big and 1 small square. Around there. To reach their feet. You can use your normals to measure For medium kick, you can use more or less the distance your medium kick whiffs to target to measure which distance is the good one for medium kick dive kick. If I don't fail that, of course. I repeat, I am too bad. Okay, that would be a very good distance for trying them. For your hard kick, it is a bit further away, so it is difficult to measure. Maybe, no, I wouldn't say. You need to get used to that. You can use your training for that. Okay, you will get used to that. I'm not getting used, but I know you can get used by repeating that. So since we have the grid here, the distance is more or less one big square. 9, one big square, 11 small squares. To target them safe. Or if you do them well enough, to their feet. Or plus. Maybe you can use 2 small squares after the big one. You can, okay? But you can whiff too. It depends slightly on your input. This is really tricky. There are many things that can fail here in this move. That was better. So, in summary, from 9 to 11 or 12, I'd say 9 to 11 small squares. So it is a big square and one more or less. No, for the X, I couldn't say so precisely. I do it by eye, by using my eyes, and I can fail. But maybe from 1 square and 3 small ones to 1 square and a half, or even further away, or even closer. I'm talking about targeting their feet. To be safe, you can be around 1 big square, I think, but it is tricky to do them fast enough. If I can. That was safe. That was safe. Oh, oops. That was safe too. So you can be closer to be safe. With my timing, okay? With my timing, of course. To target them low with my inputs, I need to be here, more or less, or maybe here. I'm too bad. Oh. Okay. You can get from here to 1.5 squares to target them low without too strict timing. Okay. So you train them, you find your ranges, but you need, with X dives, you can mass after if you target them low, unless they mass XDP or X reversal. Okay, invincible reversal. Let's see. But if you want to force your way in with an X dive kick without hooligan before, you need to be here more or less. There is a range, a small range, but you train that. And do them quick. No, that wasn't good. That was better. I'm pretty bad. But I repeat, it is not about myself. Oops. Oh. There. Tricky to me. So this is another thing. If you use Hooligan, as I said to you before, you are more time in the air, but you are always safe, and more plus. Around the waist you are +3, more or less, a little bit below, +2. So normally, if you end in this situation, it is your turn. With a Hooligan, ex-Hooligan into that. Or a normal Hooligan is also always safe. Sorry, with dive. Always safe. If they block you, they cannot punish you. If you hit around the waist, it is your turn. It is better with this trick here. No. Yeah. The light punch one goes side switch, maybe. I'm not sure. One. There. The problem is that to hit them well, you need to be half a GR traveling in the air. So unless you do a mix trap, they also can stop it in between. Okay, but they are always safe if you land the dive and they block you. Forgive me for the time, but I'm taking to explain this thing or to talk about this. I hope I'll be able to do some short video summarized, but at least I'm talking about that. So the most quote-unquote important thing or interesting thing is knowing the ranges for your normal dive kicks. And also it is pretty important that even if you are plus and you hit them low with the normal dives, I mean, you shouldn't be mashing anything. You shouldn't be mashing anything because you can get interrupted. You need to train a lot of situations here or analyze a lot of situations. If they go for their 3-frame normal, they can interrupt you because you end far away from them. And you may think, no, I'm +2, I will mash this crouching new patch, and they will interrupt you. And it is because distance affects in this theory of which move wins. Okay, allegedly, if this starts his hit frames or active frames at the same time as his I think it is here. His standing jab, this should win. Allegedly. But it doesn't, or this normal I was talking, it doesn't work that way if they are far away. Okay? So be careful. I'll try to show you that, although I'm very bad. That was a +2, I should have mashed. Let me try to repeat it again. No, not there. Oh, I hit it here. Sorry. But you can try it. I'm doing them too well now. I'm being lucky. Okay? Either you do them very well or don't mash anything. You might get a little bit further away and be interrupted. Or you might get confused with your advantage because you don't have that that box up there. So train that a lot and see if you are consistent or not. Otherwise, if you didn't actually hit with your dive at the beginning, I discourage you from mashing anything after. This is my point of view. Regarding the X dive or the X hooligan into dive, these are much better, less strict to get there, to get to their feet. Okay? You see? I can go for a normal after. So if I target them well, it is my turn. If you target them bad, it is not your turn. Of course, you lose there. But if you go slightly below the waist, it is your turn. You can mash this, for example, and confirm the counter label for mashing after a punch and spiral arrow. Let me try. Like that, for example. Or you can go for that. No, I wasn't there. Even if another thing, I can be plus, but if I'm not low enough, I'm not sure. Or maybe I delayed that, or I wasn't plus. Let me repeat. Well, it might be tricky. This back medium punch works very well. It is a 4 frame, it starts soon, so you can go for that. Or crouching if you are... Let me try. If you are a little bit further away, but be careful, don't miss time then. Okay? With the X hooligan, it is slightly easier to be plus. Okay? Even around there, which seems tricky, might deceive them. If they want to mash after your dive, because they think they are going to interrupt you, with this one you can mess them. There was +1 there. Okay, this is less demanding on height. So bear that in mind. Experiment on your own. This is more known or shown elsewhere, but this other stuff of performing quick dive kicks, I haven't seen that anywhere, I think. So that is why I wanted to post this video. Be careful, I'll finish with something else. Be careful if you are trying quick dives, not to end like this, because they can punish you. Okay? They can punish you. You might try them also, but know your risk. For example, imagine you want to, or you grab them before a lot, and you want to catch them taking or something like that. To mess them a bit. That can work, but if they block high, they can punish you. So be careful about using quick dives in very short distance. Okay? I think that's all. There are many things regarding dives and hooligans and dives, but as you play you find them, or watching other players. I think it's all. I cannot think of something else I miss. So we will see if this thing is easier in Street Fighter 6 or if they keep asking a lot of effort to use this move and others. Take care you all and see you in the next video. Bye.